Welcome back to Truth Lab, the channel where we strip away the hype and get to the science behind fitness, health, and nutrition. Today's episode is all about a buzzword you've probably seen everywhere: macros, short for macronutrients. You've heard people say, "I'm counting my macros," as if it's a magic solution to fat loss, muscle gain, or a healthy lifestyle. But what does it really mean? And does it actually work? Let's break down the truth about counting macros and reveal 10 science-backed facts that most people never talk about. Fact 1. Counting macros is about quality and quantity. Counting macros isn't just a way to obsess over numbers. It's a system that helps you understand how your food impacts your body. Macros are protein, builds and repairs muscle; carbs, fuel for energy; fats, supports hormones and cell health. By tracking how much of each you eat, you're not just counting calories, you're managing your fuel sources. But just hitting your numbers isn't enough. 100 grams of carbs from fruit and sweet potatoes affects your body differently than 100 grams of carbs from donuts. Truth: counting macros is powerful, but food quality still matters. Fact 2. You can lose fat or gain muscle with any macro split, if calories are in check. Despite what some influencers say, there's no one-size-fits-all macro ratio for fat loss or muscle gain. You can lose fat on high-carb or low-carb, build muscle with moderate or high fat. The key is that your calorie intake determines your body composition change, and macros help shape the type of results you get. Protein builds and protects muscle. Carbs fuel workouts. Fat keeps hormones healthy. Bottom line, don't obsess over the ratio. Start with calories, then fine-tune macros based on your goals and how you feel. Fact 3. Protein is the most important macro for body composition. Protein is essential whether your goal is fat loss or muscle gain. Here's why. It preserves muscle in a calorie deficit, increases satiety, reducing overeating, boosts thermogenesis, burns more calories during digestion. Studies show that people who eat 0.81 gram of protein per pound of body weight tend to see better body composition results, even if total calories are the same. Truth: if you only focus on one macro, make it protein. Fact 4. Carbs aren't the enemy. They're often the solution. Carbs have been demonized, especially by keto culture. But they're the body's preferred source of energy, especially for intense exercise. Carbs help replenish glycogen for better workouts, regulate thyroid and leptin levels, preserve muscle during training. Low carb can work for sedentary people or specific medical conditions, but for most active individuals, moderate to high carbs support better performance and recovery. Don't fear carbs, learn to time and use them wisely. Fact 5. Fat is essential for hormones, brain, and longevity. Low-fat diets may help drop calories quickly, but long-term low-fat intake can damage hormone production, including testosterone and estrogen. Healthy fats also support brain health, vitamin absorption, A, D, E, K, anti-inflammatory functions. Make sure at least 20 to 30% of your daily calories come from fat sources like olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish. Truth: fat doesn't make you fat. Too many calories do. Fact 6. Macro counting isn't just for bodybuilders. It works for everyone. You don't have to compete or be shredded to count macros. Anyone can benefit. Busy parents who want structure, people looking to break plateaus, athletes who want consistent energy. Counting macros teaches you to read food labels, understand portion sizes, and fuel your body with intention. It creates awareness and ownership, which is half the battle with nutrition. Fact 7. You don't have to track macros forever, but you should learn how. Macro tracking is a tool, not a life sentence. Just like budgeting teaches you how to manage money, macro tracking shows you how to manage food. Once you learn what 30 grams of protein looks like, what a balanced meal feels like, how carbs and fats affect energy, you can transition to intuitive eating with better accuracy and results. Track for 12 weeks, and you'll learn more about food than most people do in a lifetime. Fact 8. Alcohol affects macros and fat loss more than you think. Alcohol isn't technically a macro, but it still has 7 calories per gram. which adds up quickly. It also disrupts sleep, slows fat oxidation, increases hunger and cravings. Most macro trackers don't account for alcohol correctly. You either deduct the calories from your carbs and fats, track it as its own macro with 7 cal either way. Be mindful. Drinking can sabotage fat loss even if your numbers look on point. Fact 9. Meal timing can enhance macro utilization, but it's not everything. Nutrient timing, when you eat your macros, is a tool, not a rule. Eating carbs before and after workouts can improve energy and endurance, replenish glycogen, reduce muscle breakdown. Eating protein evenly throughout the day helps with muscle protein synthesis. But if your daily macro totals are dialed in, meal timing becomes a performance booster, not a deal breaker. Focus on consistency, then fine-tune timing for an extra edge. Fact 10. Most diets are just rebranded macro manipulations: keto, low carb, high fat, paleo, moderate protein, moderate fat, low processed carbs, zone, balanced macros. Most trendy diets are just different ways of managing macronutrients. When you understand macros, you don't need to follow a fad. You can create a plan that fits your life and still gets results. Truth. Macro knowledge gives you freedom, flexibility, and control over your goals. So is counting macros worth it? Absolutely. If you want to understand your body, break through plateaus, and create a sustainable nutrition plan that evolves with your lifestyle. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe to join the Truth Lab community. We break down fitness myths and decode nutrition with real science every week. Let us know in the comments. Have you ever counted macros? What did you learn? Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay smart.